Hi, my name is Scott Greer, and I'm a member of RTC's Enterprise Extensions Development Team. Let's look at a new feature introduced in RTC version 4.04, Simulated Builds. A simulated build is exactly what you might think. It's just like a normal dependency build, except that nothing is actually built. It skips all compilation and link edit steps while updating the metadata used by dependency builds. It does this by maintaining a registry for each output that would have been produced had it been an actual build. This ability for simulated builds to update dependency metadata without actually building anything is great for two key use cases. First, if you're trying to adapt an existing build to use an RTC EE dependency build, simulated builds allow you to refine your build configuration until you're satisfied that it will produce the correct outputs. Second, simulated builds do not need to be executed on the target platform associated with the build itself. So for example, you can simulate a ZOS build running on a Windows build agent. With that introduction, let's look at the mechanics of a simulated build. First, to request a simulated build, you must either be a member of Jazz admins or you must have the new permission we've introduced here. If either of those is true, then the request build dialog will show a new build variant, a checkbox for simulated builds. Simply checking this and clicking submit is enough to initiate a simulated build. Once the build is complete, the build results are essentially the same as for any normal dependency build. But notice the simulation registry.xml document in the Downloads tab of the build results. As I said at the outset, this is used by the simulation feature to keep track of build outputs that would have been produced had this been an actual build. A few key points about this registry. First, keep in mind that it's cumulative. It may grow as you do a series of simulated builds. The format is consistent with build reports, making it easier for you to write scripts. For example, one that copies your previously built binaries to where they will be expected by your dependency build. Finally, note that the timestamp is the same for all entries in a given simulation build, since the outputs are only simulated. Thanks for your time. We trust that you'll find simulated builds useful.